Japan.
What's up guys, and welcome back to Too Much Tech, and in today's video we have a little bit of a revisit. We have reviewed the full-size version of the Steelseries Apex Pro, and today we're going to be reviewing the 10 keyless version of the same keyboard. Well, why am I reviewing something I've already done before? One, people keep asking. Two, recently just copped this one. I was actually waiting for this one to come in, so finally got my hands on the 10 keyless version, my preferred size. Honestly, I wish they would make it smaller, but I will get into that later in the video. But yeah, we're gonna be re-reviewing the Steelseries Apex Pro, this time the 10 keyless version. Off the bat, there's like 4 main things that I want to talk about in this video. It's what makes this keyboard so good and why. Even though it's really expensive at 180 bucks, I personally do think that this keyboard is definitely worth it. Number 1, the switches. Number 2, the build quality. Number 3, the features of the keyboard. And number 4, the software. So the first thing I want to talk about, obviously, is those switches, those OmniPoint analog adjustable switches. These are hands down the best feeling keyboard switches from a major company from the factory in my book. Way better switches than the ones on the Huntsman Tournament Edition. Honestly, anything else. Cherries included, these things are just buttery freaking smooth. If you like linear switches, like me personally, I do enjoy using linear switches. These will hands down from the factory without being lubed or filmed or any of that stuff. They feel the best. They're the most smooth. They're fairly quiet. I'll play a quick sound test for you guys right now so you can kind of be the judge of how it sounds, but I think it sounds pretty good. Other than the sound and the feel of the keyboard, what makes the Apex Pro 10 keyless OmniPoint switches the best in the game is just the actuation time and the response time of the switches are so much quicker than a lot of other things on the market. So if you play a game like Fortnite or anything that requires like a ton of inputs at the same time, you want to make sure that while you're hitting those inputs, they're all registering in the right order and you're not getting any accidental key presses, which is where the adjustability comes in. If you think that you're gonna actuate the keys a lot more often because you have them set too low, you can adjust it and make them perfect for you. With the software, it's super easy to use and you can adjust any switch individually or you can adjust them all at once. And if you can train yourself to be a super light typer, gamer, maybe set your spacebar actuation a little bit higher than all the other keys, this could really give you a very noticeable improvement in your gameplay because everything that you're going to be seeing on your freaking pro level 1 millisecond response time monitor, your super low latency keyboard, and your low latency wire to wireless mouse is just going to be that much faster. And I kid you not, like, it's not a placebo effect. This keyboard is so fast that the improvement that you see in game is actually noticeable. Even over something like a Kale or Cherry MX Speed Switch, it is a very noticeable difference. Unfortunately, the OmniPoint switches aren't all over the keyboard. They did throw some, I think it's the QX2 switch that Steelseries made with Gatoron, and basically it feels like a Gatoron Red, but they put them on the F row and the other keys like the arrow keys and the page up and down and home buttons and all that stuff. But just your main keys are those OmniPoint switches. And I think that for 180 bucks, I wish that they would have just made the entire thing OmniPoint. I get it, maybe some of it is kind of pointless, but I would rather have my entire keyboard be uniform, especially since I'm paying almost $200 for a 10 keyless keyboard. Now, adding into the fact that this keyboard is nearly $200 leads me right into the construction of the keyboard. So it's aircraft grade aluminum. It feels really solid when you bottom out the keys, and honestly, it just feels absolutely solid. I would hope so for all metal construction for the most part and some solid switches. Unfortunately, the keycaps are ABS, and they're also shiny ABS, so they're gonna shine like even quicker. And don't get me wrong, they look good, they sound great for ABS keycaps as well. It still doesn't stop me from wishing that they could have included just some solid double shot PVC keycaps on this keyboard, especially given the price. Even if they bump the price up another 10 bucks for each keyboard, at least it would have some better keys that will look better over time. Honestly, I don't know why Steelseries doesn't just hop on the train with Razer and come up with your own like custom set of keycaps, 30 bucks, double shot PBT, shine through, few different colorways. Come out with this thing in a silver color. That would be sick. I'd swap it out for that. I'd buy a silver one. Razer did it. They have a Mercury edition, not of the Huntsman Tournament edition yet, but I'm sure at some point they will. On the bottom of the case, you have some feet so you can prop your keyboard up a little bit and tilt it at an angle if it's more comfortable for you. It definitely is for me. It's much appreciated. And you can also route your cables 3 different ways. So if you want your cable on the left side, the right side, or coming out through the center, you can route it any of those ways. And you do have a super clean illuminated USB port on the left side of the keyboard. And this board even comes with a soft, rubberized, and magnetic wrist rest. It is pretty comfortable to type on. I like it a lot. This one, kind of the same thing as the keycaps, it will collect and show grease. You are a messy person, so just make sure you throw some hand sanitizer on, keep some paper towels on your desk so that you can wipe your hands off before you use your keyboard, because it's gonna look nasty if you just ate some food and you didn't wash your hands and you start gaming. It's gonna look gross. And on this keyboard, there is a customizable OLED screen that you can go into the Steelseries software, add your own custom logo, use their one that they have in there regularly, and then there's like a little screensaver that pops up. It's pretty cool. You can add anything that you want. You just got to make sure you got the right image size. You can upload it, and it's super easy. You might have to clean it up a little bit. I did do that, but it's really easy to do. And with that OLED screen, you can also control a lot of the features on the keyboard as well, like toggling between like your RGB brightness, your different RGB modes, the actuation of the keys, a few other things like switching profiles. There's a ton that you can do with that OLED screen, and a couple media controls. The pause key, you just press and hold it, and it brings up those additional controls, and you just scroll through with the volume wheel. Steelseries software for controlling the RGB, I don't know, man, like this is kind of hard to beat. Like, I like Steelseries software because it's not nearly as invasive as Razer Synapse is. Like Razer Synapse, you see it pop up on your screen every time you start your computer. I don't know, it's just kind of annoying. It doesn't really bother me that much, but it's just kind of annoying to see stuff like popping up on your computer every time you start it up. And I think that's why people hate Synapse. But the Steelseries engine, you start up your computer, it loads in the background, it doesn't pop up unless you want it to show. And that's what I like about it. And you get a ton of functionality, a ton of customizability, and personally, I think that's why I like the Steelseries engine. And their RGB lights just look freaking sick on all their keyboards, and this one included. If they have a white version, a silver version, Mercury, whatever they want to call it, I'm down, because the RGB is just gonna look better. I'm telling you, just do it. But for gaming, this is hands down the absolute best keyboard, the fastest keyboard, the most responsive keyboard that you can get on the market, the most premium feeling that doesn't feel on the cheaper side like the Huntsman did. This one definitely feels premium. It feels like it's worth 180 bucks. It has the features and simplicity of the software to back it up. And I just really enjoy using this product. Like, I hands down will recommend this to anybody that's saying, hey, I just want to spend under 200 bucks on the best keyboard that I can get. What can I get? This is what I would recommend. What I would like to see in an updated version of this one, honestly, just make all the keys OmniPoint. Same thing with the full-size version. And I'll throw you for a curveball, make a 65% version of this keyboard. If you can make a 65% version of this keyboard and condense the F row into the number keys and move over those arrow keys, and that would be sick. And if Steelseries could sell that for like 150, 140 bucks, they would be killing the game, and this would be on everybody's desk. And if they release it in that white colorway, I think that thing will sell out just like this did, because this has been sold out for like months. It got delayed, and then it was sold out. And then when I was finally able to get it, I was like, do I want to spend 180 bucks and get it? I was like, I will, because it's just the best. It's just the best. Can you find other optical switches out there? Yes, Razer has some, and some lesser known companies also do have some on their keyboards. But Steelseries, absolutely most definitely did it the best. All right, you guys, that is gonna be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. I really enjoy using this Apex Pro, and if you guys are interested in picking one up for yourself, I will have the Apex Pro, my original review, linked in the description below so you can see what I said months ago when this thing first released. And I will also have Amazon links in the description below if you guys are interested in picking up the Apex Pro TKL or the full-size version. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video.